Good evening, Southwest Florida. Welcome to another edition of Leap Is Live. Where am I? I'm at the Delta Life Center right here on Michigan Avenue in the heart of the African American community in Dunbar, which is located in Fort Myers, Florida, the southern west quadrant of the state of Florida. And we're here talking politics in the Greek light. Finally, you guys get to see me in my Phi Beta Sigma pledge to Epsilon Tau chapter, 1980. Fall at Talladega College in Alabama. I have some lovely Greeks here now to talk about the local Divine Nine and Panhellenic Council here in Fort Myers. We got Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. We got the Q's here, Omega Psi Phi. Welcome to Leap Is Live.
Thank you.
All right. So now let me get your first name and a little bit about your organization. Let's start right here. Your full name and a little bit about your organization. Let's go, Mary.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Mary Franklin. I am a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, Eta Alpha Zeta chapter here in Fort Myers, Florida. Before I get too started with this, I'd like to honor our founders, which started our organization January the 16th, 1920. So we are celebrating 100 years of service.
Okay.
All over.
1920? Okay. Of course, I know that. Now, people may say, hey, Lee got on blue and white. You got on blue and white. Tell them we're constitutionally bound sisters and brothers.
Constitutionally bound sisters and brothers.
Okay. Locally, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, you guys have always been involved in politics, get out the vote campaign. Tell us some things you're doing right now.
Right now, we actually started August 29th with a Zoom meeting with Juan Diaz. With the Zoom meeting, Mr. Diaz educated Zetas and those who were attending by Zoom on the importance of voting, the forms that are used to vote, such as the voter's registration application, and he also gave us deadlines for voting. Right now, we're using the tools that Mr. Juan Diaz gave us at the meeting to outreach those who need to be voted and the deadline. So right now, we're doing education through churches.
Those deadlines are very important to know, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's slide over here to Herb and we'll come back to you, Mary. Herb, first of all, I was shocked to know it's your first time on my television show as well, because you've been doing so much in the community over the years. I want you to let people know that back in the day, I used to take you to the cup and just dump you off with a little finger roll.
I can't remember that.
You can't remember that, Herb? Herb, you still coaching?
No, I'm retired.
Okay.
It's my 6th year.
Okay. Now, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity here locally. You guys have not just now, but you've always been active in the political process. What's going on locally with your chapter in terms of galvanizing the people?
Well, right now we're feeling real good about one of our brothers that went over here, a young man out at Florida Gulf Coast University. He took it upon himself to try to educate the people out there and some of the students out there, the young blacks, about voting and the importance of voting. And he's using some strategies that we've talked about and everything. We're also going to go to my hometown, the Bell. We have a frat brother there that has a church. And, it's a small community, and that's where I come from. So we're...
Call his name. He's a former law enforcement officer. I can't remember his name myself. Oh, he don't kill us.
Because he left and went to Pahokee, started a Pahokee chapter, but he's still
right.
A preacher in LaBelle. Has his
he
own
comes
church
on my show from time to time. Good guy, too.
Also, we started our branch of Omicron Beta chapter of Omega Psi Phi. We started the health forum here with the prostate cancer, I would say more than 20 years ago. Now with our whole chapter, it's a mandated program for our chapter all over the world.
Oh, really? They took that up nationally?
Yeah, took it up. It's mandated now. And so
Really?
What's happening, we're doing it, we're going to have to do it virtually
this year
and talk to people, and they will have somewhere to go. But along with that, it's incorporating the voting, the voting strategies
Into
in there.
the health forum.
Yes, because
I
we
see.
got a lot of follow-up on that out nationally and everything. So we're working there, and hopefully that it works out good.
I'm gonna put you on the spot for a plug. Hopefully you can remember the date. If not, that's okay. I'll get back to people on that because Dr. Carter sent me an email on that when the virtual is going to happen. Do you know that date so people can hear?
September the 22nd.
Tell people what to do to participate in the virtual.
Well, you just got to go. You just got to get on the website, and it's easy to get on. It's easy to get on, and just get on there. And they're going to educate people about about the prostrate and different things, the sleep apnea and all that. But
Which I have, sleep apnea.
along with that is definitely going to be strategies to try to get people to vote, especially the young people.
That's September
22nd.
Okay.
Next weekend.
All right. So people can log in and tap into your social media network and find out all the details on that. Dr. Cecil Carter and I always collaborate on that, but this year, since it's virtual, we didn't do the in-studio thing. Let's come back over here. The Divine Nine. That's what has us here today at the Delta Life Center. The Divine Nine has been working closely together on mobilizing this community. Tell me about how you feel about the work so far that has been done with the Greek letter organizations.
I feel very good about it. It shows that we can work together no matter what our colors are with the fraternities and sororities. The main thing is that we can come together and work together for a common cause.
Mm-hmm. You're focusing, you as a person, are you focusing heavily on the local elections? You see it's a lot of energy around the local elections this year with a lot of people of color running, huh?
Yes, it's a lot. Right now, I'm mostly thinking about the presidential election. I know that there are other elections coming along, but right now this is what we are pushing for individuals to vote.
Does your sorority endorse any particular candidate, or you just like, hey, everybody get out and vote your conscience or something like that?
No, we do not endorse his conscious voting.
Mm-hmm. But you know who you're going to vote for.
Of course I do.
It's okay if you want to say it on TV. You're not speaking for, you're speaking for yourself.
I'm not going to speak because you never know what type of influence you might have.
Okay.
You don't want to start any.
I'm going to say I'm going to vote for Biden on TV. I'm saying that on TV. I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Okay. How about Omega Psi Phi? Do you guys like have any particular national focus, or you vote your conscience, but the key thing is that make sure you vote?
Well, we're just trying to make sure everybody vote. Speaking on the Divine Nine, there are strength in numbers. There are different projects that each fraternity and sorority, they do. And if you go out there and see one fraternity or sorority trying to push voting, I think now it wouldn't be sufficient. It wouldn't be strength in numbers. But if you get everybody out there and we see the same young kids, young people, if we're telling them something, they're seeing us standing there trying to get them to vote and see, the sororities and other fraternities. I think that strength in numbers might make over half of them think that, voting is important and they need to, have a strategy. And I think voting is a big part of education because if they listen, they're going to learn right here on the local level of what's going on, and education, they're looking and say, hey, that person there, and then they keep looking up the steps to the presidents and the government, and they need, even when they go apply for a job, they look back there. I told a kid the other day, you go apply for a job, you look back there, you might see a person that's running, or a person you see on TV, so you got to, that's important to vote and to go get your other buddies to vote.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about your consciousness. How did you, as an individual, young man growing up, when did you first start voting, and how did you come about understanding the importance of voting?
Well, I grew up in LaBelle, and
you were the tallest guy in LaBelle back then?
No, man, no, we got it. And I remember we rode a bus 32 miles one way to Clearston, to Harlem. And then when they forced the integration, we had to go uptown, which we didn't want to go. I know a little story I won't tell everybody. I tell some people I ran away from home because I didn't want to go to a white school.
Right.
But after that, and just looking at things, I had a good, strong background at home, my parents and my extended family, my aunts and everything. And I started, just looking at history and civics and all that stuff. I know I was going to vote.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was going to vote then.
That's beautiful. Mary, you have a story on when you
Yes,
first started voting?
Yes, I have a real good story.
Okay.
I was working as an outreach worker in Tampa, Florida. So my first experience in voting was with Jimmy Carter. And I worked so hard with it until I missed being invited to the White House. I did not go, but it was a very good experience at that time to learn the strategies of voting.
Mm-hmm. So you almost got invited to the White House.
Almost.
But you've really been diehard on this. Where are you getting your information these days? Are you getting it from the news, from the newspapers? You reading social media, and how are you feeling about the whole social unrest that has been going on, Black Lives Matter, and all this stuff? Just looking at things, are you surprised at some things that are happening nowadays?
Yes, I'm very surprised at things that are happening nowadays because I was a part of the 60s when all of this was going on,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very amazing about injustice at a time like this with the COVID and the type of injustice that individuals are receiving. So, in my opinion, we know where we came from, so we need to vote to make changes in our community.
Herb, when you're looking at the social unrest that's taking place, just like Mary said, and you talked about how the busing and all of that back in the day, does it kind of makes you like, wow, this happening all over again?
Yeah, still almost. And again,
But we see a lot of white people out there with black people now.
right. And we need to get out there and vote, and because there's too much injustice, and they sort of like took the shield off, took the mask off. They're just doing it right, just doing it to do it. And, that's what make me believe in Black Lives Matter. You don't just do it to do it, and don't care, because it's a hurting thing for a family. It trickle all the way down to a lot of families and stuff, man. And I look at the news and everything, but I got my own conclusion of everything now. It starts at the top.
Mm-hmm.
It starts at the top.
And it works its way down.
Yep, and it works its way down.
In general, here in Lee County, how do you feel about race relations in Lee County? Do you think they're good, bad, or somewhere in the middle?
I would say more, not in the middle, but below the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Below the middle.
Almost bad.
Yeah, almost
Close to bad.
Yeah, close to bad.
Bad being the bottom, right?
And now some of that is allowed because not speaking your voice. Some people can speak the voice, but some people don't go out. You don't go out and vote. You don't get people out of there, and people just don't have their own social social mind to do those things. And our young people, and not only our young people, some older people too. They just let it go. But this thing lately, man, this thing lately can't be like it.
Right. One of the things I find really
can't be
interesting.
accepted.
Right. One of the things I find really interesting too is a lot of us, we don't necessarily live in Dunbar in the black community, but we feel connected in all aspects. All of us are family, and we're constantly watching how Dunbar in particular gets neglected along the way. And so one of the things that we can do is help mobilize people to get out in the city of Fort Myers and make sure they vote, right?
Right.
I said it all. I answered the question.
Thank you.
Same thing, Mary, the social unrest, race relations, how do you feel about in Lee County race relations? Bad being at the bottom, okay, the worst, the best being at the top.
In my opinion, it's kind of like cold, lukewarm in a situation because you really don't know what's happening here. But little things like your car tag just to stop you, or anything insignificant just to stop you, so that they can harass an individual of color.
Rolling back the hands of time. Okay, well, it's been a pleasure to have both of you here. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. That's not a long time. You don't have to be a TV guy practicing on the radio since 8 years old. But look right here into this camera. I'm going to start with you, Mary, and just make an appeal to people to get registered and get out and vote.
Thank you so much for asking me that question. It's very important that you get out and vote. If you want to make a change, you have to be a part of the change to make it happen. Don't be content. Don't just let it roll over. It does not matter how old you are, 18 years or older, you have a voice here.
Okay, from the Divine Nine, right here, Herb.
Okay, every vote counts. Get out and do your research, even if it's down through your parents and grandparents, and you will see that every vote counts.
It's not too late to get registered. And we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to have Barbara and Jerry Ware here. We're going through some of the details of the deadlines and all of that. Jerry walks around. That's my godmom. She walks around with that stuff in her head. She knows all the dates and times and where to go and pick up and who to call and all of that. It's Lee Pitts Live. We're here at the Delta Life Center. We're Politics Central. The Greeks have come out in full force to talk, get out the vote, and the importance of voting. We'll be right back.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello, Southwest Florida. Thanks for watching Lee Pitts Live. Of course, I'm Lee Pitts. I hope you enjoy that particular show, but you can always catch us here on YouTube. Just click on the subscribe button down there. That way you can get your Lee Pitts Live on demand when you want it and how you want it. We also encourage you to watch our show on Fox 4 and connect with us on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live.